All righty, Kimberly. It has been lovely chatting with you so
You
far
too.
this morning. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
I would love to go ahead and get started with your interview. I would love for you to go ahead and kind of start off with giving me more or less of a background when it comes to your professional experience, and then
Mhm.
we'll go from there.
Okay, so I pretty much have been experiencing a various amount of administrative roles, like, office support. There's always like that main office manager that the group would have to report to. So whatever like duties were needed, like if they needed office supplies, if they needed reports to be ran, they could always, turn to me and the team, to pretty much get the, office duties done for the day. Prioritizing is always a must. There's different ways of communication. It's either, we have the Teams chat or we have emails. So, just pretty much keeping everything, prioritized for the office manager.
Absolutely. And I thank you for giving me that debrief. I was looking at your resume here, and you have experience with,
Mhm.
working as an administrative assistant, an
Yes.
office dispatcher, and you worked in a few other temporary assignments as well, being a service
Yes.
coordinator, receptionist as well. Tell me a little bit about a few industries that you have worked
Okay, so I wish I had my resume in front of me. It's downstairs in the car. I came straight home and okay, wait, let me see. So, for example, the last 5 month assignment with Aladdin Construction via Adeco, I just pretty much had to be responsible for printing out certain documents for the superintendent who was responsible for all the construction workers, making sure their daily sign-ins were up to date, pretty much checking in with the safety manager to make sure they had all their paperwork, because every day they would give a safety little lecture before the guys went out and worked. So there was
in.
different topics. So just pretty much getting these higher management people, getting their documents prepared for them for the week.
Awesome. So you've worked in construction. I know that
Yeah.
you also mentioned you work in logistics as well.
Okay, and logistics. Okay, so let me just take it back.
Yeah.
All right. So I work for a company called Jacksonville Sound and Communication. They had clients all throughout Central Florida. And so I pretty much, there was like maybe 15 drivers, and they were responsible to go to their accounts daily to make sure all their alarm systems were working properly. They had annual inspections, and it was my responsibility to let them know, hey, it's time for you to go out to Waterman Hospital because they're overdue for an inspection. So just, or let's say if there was an emergency, the fire alarm system was going off and the person didn't know how to turn it off, I would reach out to the driver and say, you need to, go over to a certain client because they can't get their system to shut off, things of that nature. Then they would come in and they would give me their tickets, something like what you were telling me about. And so I would have to put that into the system. And then they would pretty much just ask me where are they going the next day. So I would handle all of that.
Perfect. And thank you for that background. Now, you've worked at a few roles. I can only imagine that you had to utilize a few systems.
Mhm.
Of course, utilize or sending out email correspondences. Can you kind of name off some systems that you are familiar with or have utilized?
Oh boy, God, I wish I had my resume in front of me. Well, um, as far as some software programs to create invoices and things like that, I would use Procore. That's for the construction side. Salesforce,
Mhm.
that was creating invoices for the customers. Like if the drivers had to go out um, and the customer needed to be billed, I would put that in their cubbies. I would generate the invoice saying, hey, your next payment is due. So the drivers could take that over, or I would email that to the customer.
Awesome. And again, I'm sure you sent out email correspondences or also received it. What system did you utilize? Was it like an Outlook,
Oh,
Teams, a
yes, of
Google?
course. Look, what else did we use? God, there's so many of them. There was Outlook that we used. That was the main one.
Yeah.
But some companies, they would like hire a software programmer to come out and they would have their own systems that they would train me on, but the major one was Outlook.
Perfect. Well, that sounds amazing. Now, during our, work hours, we're extremely busy. I can only imagine we have, we're on the phones, we have emails, we have, our colleagues communicating with
Mhm.
us, and it's a lot of multitasking. So how do you
Yeah.
keep yourself organized throughout the day?
Well, pretty much the emails. Whatever the important need is from the administrator, like the head administrator, they always pretty much will say, hey, listen, this is the main thing we need you to really focus on. But I'm a multitasker, so if I see the emails coming in and I pretty much know which is high importance, I work on that. But I always set my things up with, into folders, and reminder alerts, through the calendar.
Absolutely. And I would love to know, what skills do you have that allows you to stand out to other competition or other candidates?
I have an engaging personality from what I've been told. Um, I pretty much will go above and beyond, instead of just neglecting certain tasks. Sometimes just making the customer or the client feel important, reaching back out and communicating. And sometimes, I really didn't have to communicate, but just letting them know that we're still working on whatever the issue is.
Absolutely. And what do you look forward to the most out of your next role?
Something that's, of course, long term, a team. Somebody that's a team that's we're all going to work together as a family and just pretty much, just getting our job done throughout the course of the day, our 9 to 5 or 6 to whatever hours, just, getting the work done for the day.
Absolutely. Collaboration is one of the biggest things for me. So I
Yes.
completely agree with that, being
Yeah.
able to work as a team and also individually. So
Right.
that's a major point right there to make, Kimberly. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this interview. It has been truly a pleasure communicating with
Thank you
you.
as well.
Thank you so much. And getting to know your professional experience, it's very extensive. So I
Yes.
will do all I can for you there. But again, it has been lovely chatting with you.
You too.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but don't hang
Okay.
up on me quite yet. I want to continue chatting with you.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Uh-huh.